Thom. We always hear about the importance of opening the heart and being vulnerable in self-help books and podcasts. Would you speak about these points from the Vedic perspective?
See, the thing is, you know, um, when you make a pancake, it's very good with butter on it and syrup. If you can't get butter and syrup, maybe there's some kind of junk that you can sprinkle on it, saccharin or something, might give it a sweet flavor. If you can get the real thing, then get the real thing. It's all, get vulnerable and all of that. Make yourself vulnerable. And when you don't have access to making yourself invincible, then maybe making yourself vulnerable is some kind of answer. I recommend invincibility, invincibility, full capability, full capability. If being vulnerable means that you've made a mistake and you're willing to admit it and ask for forgiveness where you may have harmed someone's interests, sure, that's what an invincible person does. They naturally see their progress and they want to do some repair work on the way in case they've damaged anything in their overenthusiasm. But this whole thing about, oh, you're not vulnerable, so make yourself vulnerable. Come on, let's start crying together. One person was crying, now two or three are crying, now, the whole neighborhood's crying, and now the whole world is crying. Surely there's enough crying going on in the world already without people who find themselves above crying, having to cry all the time. And I know that's a caricature of vulnerability, but it's largely a feature of it. People engaging in all kinds of weak behaviors. The thing is, suffering is caused by weakness. Suffering is caused by weakness. And embracing weakness, embracing suffering, in order somehow to get insights into life, it's like, you want to see how good it feels to be clean, go and roll in the mud. Roll around in the mud and all of that. Then you'll remember how good it felt to be clean. The problem is you have to wash all that mud off again. I don't recommend any behavior that's not one of the qualities of the unified field. And one of the qualities of the unified field is invincibility. I recommend invincibility. I do not recommend false bravado. I do not recommend people pretending to be something that they're not. Genuineness and authenticity, very good. Simple, natural, innocent, very good. But going to groups and sessions where you learn how to cry and everything, I don't think it's helpful to our adult nature. It's better for us to learn how to grow out of all of that weakness and then become a highly capable person. In my 26 years with Maharishi, though there were many, many periods where all kinds of dreadful things had happened to people or around him, and he intentionally put himself into places where there were difficulties, I never saw him once even approach the possibility of crying. It's not even possible to think of it. Sometimes he could look very serious, but then he'd come up with a solution and have a little chuckle, and his solutions always worked. And so there's enough suffering on earth already. My advice is don't try to embrace suffering in the name of therapy. If that's what this question means, should I embrace a little suffering and dip my tongue into it in the name of being able to relate to people or to be relatable? I don't recommend it.